Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Code. Wir sind in einem Labor mit so einem Kumpel, unserer Freundin. Ja genau, unsere liebe Freundin, die leider seit ein paar Folgen eigentlich nicht mehr bei uns ist, weil, naja, es gab da ein Problem, ein Unfall, aber das ist ja eine Rückblende, von daher ist noch hier. So, wir haben eine Menge anzugucken, oh mein Gott. Eine Tür. That's the door Jasmine took when she went to find the bathroom earlier. Suffice to say, it led to a hallway, and you guessed it, the bathrooms. When I opened the door, it squeaked a little. The door hinge needed a good dose of oil to be serviceable again. Come to think of it, door hinge. Door hinge. Why was door hinge the only rhyme for the word orange? Orange, door hinge, oh hey. And was that true, or was that some kind of urban legend? If only I was a master linguist, I could have known the answer to these questions. Why be a master linguist when you can be a cunning linguist? Oh, that's a good one. Hey, Jay! I called for her and she came by momentarily. My trip to the bathroom was over. I was thinking about oranges and... Oranges? Did you find weird food in here too? No, it's about... Oh, so the color then? No, it's about the door hinge and the cunning linguist. Crap, I've told this whole thing out of order. Jasmine was nothing but confused at my words. The cunning linguist? Who's that? How did someone make it in here while we were together? Wasn't the ninth person or something? Where are they? Never mind. It was just a dumb thing. Nothing to do with an actual person. Despite my failure in delivery, Jasmine was back and would now search his place alongside me. Mikroskop! How goes the search on this side? Jasmine had been staring into the microscope. She rose back up and offered me a shrug in these tiring times. Not good. There's nothing under the microscope, at least. I don't think this lab has been used lately, despite how nothing looks dusty. I didn't think so either. Hey, what's the etymology of the word formaldehyde anyway? I'm not really a master linguist, so I wouldn't be able to say. That was my chance to save my earlier pun. I cleared my throat and ran a hand through my hair, looking confident about this one. Perhaps you're not a master linguist, but I may be of a service as a cunning linguist. Again with the cunning linguist? You say you're one? You're cunning? And it backfired immediately. Did she just not understand the wordplay? Or was she making fun of me? My hand dropped back down to my side, and I admitted defeat. One of these days, Jasmine. PC! This thing won't turn on. It's not plugged in. I cursed. How could I have fallen for the stupidest mistake? I leaned down on the desk and looked at the plug. Just as Jasmine said, it wasn't plugged in. Do you see an outlet anywhere? One over here, she called from the corner. I had to twist my arm a bit to throw the plug that way, but Jasmine managed to catch it. She went to insert it swiftly, but I caught her arm before she pushed it in. You're way too eager to put that thing in, Jay. Hush, it'll be fine. It's okay even if it goes all the way in one go, right? I think so. Such a thing requires finesse. You have to tease it a little. It can't go in dry like that. It ought to hurt. You have to make it wet first. Tease it? Making it wet? But isn't that dangerous? What if I feel a jolt? I mean, if you feel some kind of jolt, aren't you doing it right? Are you sure it should be that intense? Yeah, why not? If you can't feel it course through your body, are you even using the right, size and all? If it was like that, I think I'd pass out. Oh, of course not. It wouldn't be that bad. Just a lot to take in at once, I guess. I could help you with it. I could use my own end. Your own? Do you have one too? Do you think it'll fit? Well, it has to. It's made for that, and wait, what do you mean by... I think it's just better if it's wrapped in rubber first, at least. That should prevent all the issues, no? Was passiert hier gerade? I mean, that can be one way, though I'd say if you did that, then you'd feel it less. But isn't that the point? Of course not. The whole point is for it to feel good. So are you some kind of masochist? Huh? to say it would be good. Are you that kind of person? Because I don't think... Oh, no, I'm not a masochist. Okay, good. Then you have no issues with me putting it in. You... putting it in? Yeah, I'll just put it in. It doesn't need that much preparation, trust me. But wouldn't it hurt? I mean, for me? Nope. There's no chance of that happening as long as you let me do it properly. It's okay, I'll put it in now. Wait, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of thing yet. She didn't answer and instead pushed the plug into the outlet. I remained there, stunned for a moment. Wait, what had we been talking about? Jetzt frage ich mich auch. Interrupting me, the computer booted up. While I remained there, stunned, Jasmine rose up and took a look at the screen. It's locked with a password. Did you find any of that? No, I didn't. I slowly rose back up to my feet. Password. That was what we needed to find now. But what about the earlier topic? I had to talk to her about it. Jay? Yes? Never mind. I was far too embarrassed to bring it back up. Ja, du und ich, wir beide. Das war, okay, interessant. Sehr seltsam. These things were big machines. They're kind of like servers or something. Data storage, maybe? Better not mess with it. Der Boden! The floor is squeaky clean. That's weird, since everything looks like it's gone unused. Did someone pass by to clean this place earlier? There was a plethora of unanswerable rhetorical questions to be had, for sure. Eine Tür! Oh. When I looked in there, I saw another room. Jay, look at this! It's weird, isn't it? And the door doesn't even have a handle either. Can't open it. I can't see with your head in the way. What's weird? There's another room that looks like this one. A little. It has a big tube in the middle. Let me see. I walked back and let Jasmine see. I noticed her brows furrow from the side. That's very strange. And you say we can't open this door at all? There's no handle. It clearly opens from this side too. It's just not accessible for some reason. What do you think it is? Maybe it's like a bunker. You know, the door looks solid enough for that. But why would someone want to make a bunker in a science laboratory above a metro? If I had to answer to these questions, I think I wouldn't be here still. She made a good point. I backed off from the door entirely, following that exchange. It still nagged at me, though. I didn't know what its purpose was, or what was behind it. Look at all this stuff! Jay, what do you think all of this is for? These? These are cooking utensils. Huh? How do you... Do you want me to bake a cake? I didn't answer for several moments, too horrified to put my wits together. I think I'm good. Hey, ein Breaker! And that was one big ass switch. That's one big ass switch. Yeah, that's one big ass switch. As opposed to two big ass switches. Better not touch it. It seems like it's connecting two things already. If we took it off, we might... Jasmine flipped it down without even paying any mind to what I was suggesting not to do. I frowned and crossed my arms accusingly after replacing it how it was before. She shrugged at me. Nothing happened, that's fine. But one big ass switch could cause one big ass explosion if you don't do it right. Do you just press all the buttons you see when you enter a room? Yes. See? Even you wouldn't. Huh? Yes. She left my surroundings, probably to go push more buttons and flip more switches. Damn it, Jasmine. Jasmine! That's so fucking cool. Useless to search, but cool anyway. Und irgendwas mal anfassen. Anfassen! I rummaged through the contents of this table. Magazines, a microscope, some science stuff, more science things, and science objects of all kinds. And over there was another science item tool. So much science. Among the science, I saw something a little more familiar. It was an USB stick. Finally, something I recognize and can use. As for its purpose, I had no idea. At least, I had it now. So, what did you find so far? Oh, I looked into some drawers over there. They contained knives and of all kinds. It's kind of dangerous, so I closed them back. Think we could do something to lock them up better? If they didn't have locks, not sure what else we could do. Maybe we could put something in front or just remove the knives? Nah, I don't think we need to do that. After all, we'll probably be the only ones who would explore this place. Nobody would take one or anything. Despite my words, she didn't look convinced. Oh well, I wasn't going to mess with the place just for that. What if we had a need for those knives later too? We could just get rid of them. Oh, ich denke mal, das ist ein Keypoint für später. I tried entering QWERTY. Wow, er hat einfach die amerikanische Tastatur von Q abwärts nach rechts getippt. So kreativ. As a password, but it didn't work. And neither did password or Hunter 2. Since there was all of options, and as those were the only ones that existed, I decided to plug in the USB stick. Wait, did you try Smiley's birthday too? Do you know the data? Otherwise, we have 365 possible outcomes. She didn't know it, and neither did I. As I spoke, something happened on screen. The USB stick I inserted triggered something to run despite the account not being accessed. Hey, what's going on? Looks like it's cracking the password on its own. What did you do? I just put this thing in the PC and it started doing it on its own. Really weird, if you ask me. Is Smiley playing a practical joke on us? Why would he give us a crack for his own password? Maybe the goal is just not to see us fail. It's really odd though, I agree. 2 minutes passed. The password was still not found. 5 minutes. And I looked at Jasmine, but I could see she had surrendered herself to the wait. Cracking a password is sometimes pretty close to a miracle, you know. But it's staggering how fast the computer works, especially this one. I think I saw liquid cooling on it, and it very advanced. But you know, miracles aren't that uncommon by this definition. You know about Littlewood's Law, right? No. That seems like something not many people would know. Ich kenn's auch nicht. Wir lernen was. It's just that under his definition, miracles are one special event to a million normal events. So basically, a miracle is 1 out of a million. And when I say miracle, I don't mean a magic trick or anything, just a special event. The thing is, if a miracle is an event that happens that rarely, you'd think you wouldn't personally see one during your entire lifetime. However, what if we weren't just one person? I don't understand. What do you mean by not just one person? If you put 2 people somewhere, then you only need 500,000 events to happen to each of them, on average, to account for one miracle. And then, 3 people would further divide it into thirds, and 4 quarters. If you have 1 million people in the world, then the chance of seeing a miracle happen is much likelier. And how many of us are out there right now? Thanks to the law of truly large numbers, we're so numerous that miracles happen very commonly, in fact. Or at least special events, not impossible events. Doesn't that sound crazy? Since we have a few million people, since we are a few billion people, thousands of miracles are happening at the same time every day, and multiple times a day most likely. So what you're suggesting is that the computer cracking the password is doing the same thing? I mean, it's trying a lot of times, so clearly, it's hinging on the law of truly large numbers, which says that with enough attempts, you'll eventually see something happen. And it's working so fast, I wouldn't be surprised if it resolved the password situation in only a few more seconds. She looked at the computer intensely, but such a thing wouldn't make it work faster, obviously. Well, all I'm trying to say to pass the time is that the more attempts you have at making something work, then the likelier that thing is going to do work. Unless you try over and over doing the same thing and never change anything, because that's just insanity. Yeah, I know that definition. And just at that moment, the computer finished its solving. Huh? I didn't actually think it would do it that quickly. I'm not going to complain though. Ich wechsle so auf die Stimme für Jasmine. I gazed at the screen, and upon it was the sequence to enter for the doors outside, most likely. It read 202224. What? 2022220427. It looked like a date, but it also had other numbers on it. Well, that's a long code. Do you think it's that easy? Would it really give us the solution already? This feels like we were set up. Yeah. We were here maybe 50 minutes or something.
Is that really all we have to do?
We both split up from the main room and went down each side to try the code into the door. It worked. The door opened with a sliding noise. Assuming Jasmine entered it correctly on the other side, we could now use both sides for the station again. Since I had the side that went back to the lounge, I patiently waited for Jasmine to join me again.
What about that solid door in the laboratory? You know, the one with the circular window? I went to it just now and pushed with all my strength, but nothing. Couldn't open it.
It looked like it was fully welded in place. Maybe we have to come back later. Jasmine shrugged and we waited for the train to arrive. This room had been strange. I had something I wanted to talk to Jasmine about, but before I could say anything, the train arrived. It stopped at our station seconds after arrival. Wow, that's remarkably fast. It's almost like it had been waiting for us to come by, so it could try to jump scare us.
You've told me before that trains didn't wait for us, and now you keep saying that.
My perspective on trains have vastly changed since J. You should keep your mind open. There's no gain in having narrow-minded cultural assumptions about our train friends.
What are you talking about?
It's simple. Trains are people like you and I that construct. The elegancy of the train's shape, the materials used within its construction. All of this couldn't have been engineered by anyone other than the world itself. In short, the trains have feelings too. Machines are alive. To assume otherwise is, well, preposterous. Let's not be racist about trains, okay?
It's just a train. Let's go inside before it drives off.
She pulled me before I could place any other word. I admitted defeat and stepped in. Ach, da fährt er los. The doors closed behind us as a voice called out to us. It was an old voice.
Train station. Secure it.
No, not that voice. Another voice had been drowned out.
Ah, there you are. It seems we have taken the same train after all.
I was taken aback by his sudden appearance. What were the chances we would take the same train again? He was along with him, though. She was sitting on the chair further in the compartment.
Do not worry. I'm simply perceptive. It was not so difficult to make it back out relatively quickly, even with a partner such as he, who doesn't have a full skill set.
Huh. A few seconds later, the train stopped at the station which housed the twins. Neither of them was waiting for the train, so it didn't take long for its doors to open. And then come closed again. Finally, it took off once more. In the small amount of time we had before we made our way back to the lounge, I could probably talk with somebody. Just one person, though. Ich will mit ihr reden. I left Jasmine and A together for them to talk, instead taking out a couple pens from the bag I had. I figured perhaps E would have some idea of what we just found. I wrote about the strange secondary lab to her, and she replied with an inquisitive look. I could tell, even if her upper feature were obscured.
I can't say I know what its purpose is. You found a laboratory, you said. Can you describe it?
I wrote onto the paper some more. I didn't have a lot of time, but if she asked for details, then perhaps she figured something out that I didn't think about. I explored the stuff that had been lying around. The formaldehyde, the computer, the password cracking, and what I saw in the second room. While waiting for her answer, I glanced at Jasmine. She was relaying what she knows to A, except she completely omitted the second laboratory.
I see. Oh, well, I guess I don't. Sorry, I'm not very helpful. I don't know what it's about. If it's a laboratory, though, maybe...
She pensively brought a hand up to her headset. Was it related to that laboratory? Suddenly I believed that perhaps the link she shared with this place may be more conventional than ours. However, before I could ask her anything else, the station came into view outside the windows. The train was going to stop. Extending this was an exercise in futility for the time being. The train stopped at the station within the next half minute.
After you, then.
The old man went to fetch E while I left the train with Jasmine. Are you sure we need all this secrecy?
Information is important here. You never know who you can trust.
We took our conversation further away, to the lobby. Then we went up the stairs ahead of the old man and E, who had just come up the train.
I don't want to say we can't trust them, but...
The lounge was becoming our hangout spot rather quickly. It made me comfortable, but Jasmine's presence was slightly unnerving. I didn't really believe the old man was suspicious of her secret, or that he had any right to be doubted. After all, he had been helpful so far. He gave me a way to talk with E, and he shared information. I think that's too paranoid.
Look who's talking, Mr. Afraid of Everything.
Hey, that's not fair.
Life's not fair either, but I shouldn't be this harsh. You're right. Listen, I just think there's a bigger puzzle to solve beyond each individual station.
What makes you say that? She closed her eyes and thought about it intensely, reclining on the couch. I joined her. Even if I got mad at her a little, it wouldn't last very long.
I don't know. I just faded away, I guess. We found that door and we have no way to open it. Back in the first station we explored, Ray and me, we found some other stuff. There was a hidden room. It just felt very strange. Look, I just want to get out alive. Maybe we get to find all this out later together, but we need to have a later.
Okay, Jasmine driftet ein wenig ab in die Mörderszene. Das ist nicht unbedingt, was wir brauchen gerade, aber ich bin intrigued, ich bin interessiert. Was sie damit zu sagen hat, sehen wir im nächsten Part von Headers Code. Ich danke fürs Zugucken und wenn es euch gefällt, lasst ein Like da, abonniert, wenn ihr wollt und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal dann. Tschüss!